Greetings, NFGLers. Your Commissioner Sam Bushman here with a Fireside chat to close out the month of May. First of all, congratulations on finishing the first month of the 2017 season. It's been a blast to watch. Chris has done a whole bunch of Madden streams, exercise streams, and even introduced me to an RPG I never heard of on the PlayStation. Dave Huddleston did his usual bang-up job streaming all sorts of stuff, most of it Naughty Dog, also that cool Snake game, and we got to see Derek make, firstly, a bunch of really fantastic memes, and also get killed by a bunch of crazy people in a gothic horror land. Overall, it's been fun. I also wanted to give you guys an update on the points going forward. I've gone ahead and summed up the points based on the information on the Facebook page, and look at my data. So far in first place, we've got me with 35 points. Dave Huddleston has 30 points. Derek has 30 points. Casey Benson got 20 points, and Chris Bushman rounds out anyone with points with 10. So the way these points were added up is my 35 points came from a combination of the reviews and streams I had done for the 2 games I'd completed, which are not to remember names, Wolfchild and Chuck Rock, and also I'd placed second in the high score table, which was something I kind of failed to publish really well this past month. I'll get to that in a moment. And that brought me to 35. 10 points per review, 15 points for the high score. Dave Huddleston and Derek both got 30 points just by virtue of doing the Fanboy Season set. Casey Benson, he got 20 points for being first place, so congratulations, Casey, on the high score chart. And Chris rounds out with 10 because he got third place on the high score chart. There are only 3 of us that participated in the game this month. This may not be the final sum for May, because people always have the option, if they want to cash in a game, whether it's beaten or not, for a review or a stream, as opposed to trying to apply it to a season set. Now, that game will not qualify to be used for a season set, but it's a way of getting 10 points per game regardless. Now, I know there's folks out there that were playing games, some of them even talked about games they were playing, but never mentioned explicitly that they wanted to use the points for a review. And it's important you do that because, as I said, once you use it for a review, you can't use it for a season set, and I don't want to be invalidating people's games by making assumptions. Nate, I know you had beaten Inside for Steam, and there was never any review or any feedback on that, so I don't know what you want to do with that. And Cassandra, also, I know you had made some progress on a couple games. I don't know if any of them were ever beaten or what you want to do with it. So, as you're going through, if you find for the month of May there were games that you want to get points for a review, as opposed to saving it for a season set, let me know and I'll update the points. And going forward, same thing. Just let me know on Facebook as you're posting information about your games, whether you want them to be applied as a review, part of a season set, or you're just going to beat it and have it roll over and be used for a future season set. So, also, with the high score table, the way that works is every month I announce that there's some free game that has a high score element, and anyone in NFGL can participate and compete to try to get on a high score table. Every slot in the high score table has a number of points associated with it, so which means even if you don't get first, you can still get points that you can apply. The way I tallied it up, let's see how many slots did I give to. I gave 7 places in the high score table, just rough estimation based on who was participating. The way I did it for this month was first place got 20 points, second place got 15 points, third place got 10 points, fourth place 5 points, 5th place 3 points, 6th place 2 points, and last place 1 point. If we find that there's more players than that and I need to readjust those point values, I can. It's a little bit ad hoc right now because I'm still figuring out how I want this to work. But the point is all the same. Post high scores because you're going to get points regardless. But the higher score you get, the more points you get. That's kind of the kicker of the initiative to keep going. So that's always an option that's available. One thing I failed to note with our choosing of season sets for this month, I don't remember if I mentioned it last month or not, but there's always season sets available for either completing 3 games, which is getting 100% on something that has unlockables or secrets, or collectibles that you have to gather for, in like a Banjo-Kazooie sort of case. You get 3 of those, and you get, I think, 80 points. And then also, there's the Mastery Season set, which you have to get a competitive high score or a competitive speedrun of some sort. Effectively, something that you could put on the internet and it actually matters. not to describe people who are streaming right now, but that a community following that game would pay attention to, right? Something that really shows you really have this game on lockdown. And the point values for that are posted on the NFGL site if you want specifics, or you can always ask me and I can look it up and tell you. But those are available every month regardless of what the season sets are that I've announced. Also, we've got a couple new people coming into the NFGL. So, first of all, hi guys, Commissioner, how you doing? Feel free to ask me any questions if there are confusions about the rules or process of what you should be doing. But to make sure that everyone's up to speed, the really rough overview, and the rules have the specific text, is every month, hopefully first day of the month, unless I'm slacking, I announce season sets that are available, in addition to the ones that are always available that I just mentioned. Those are targets that you should be aiming towards for completing games and turning those in for points. Trick being, you don't have to necessarily beat all the games that month to apply the season set, because as you beat games, if you don't apply them to a season set or review to get points, those roll over, and you have an inventory essentially of beaten games that you can apply to season sets. But most people end up picking games per month and applying them that month to the season set because it's the most convenient way to do it. So, beginning of the month, I announce some season sets. You then share with the group what 4 games in your lineup you're going to be trying to beat or play or share that month. And that's just a way of giving a little bit of structure so there's some expectation for everyone participating on who's playing what. And it's, in my mind, a challenge to the gamer to figure out, okay, I've got this, huge collection of games. What games am I going to play? Because it can really pick anything. So you pick your 4 games, you share them. And then throughout the month, maybe you have a stream, share a link to the stream. If you do an edited review, share the edited review. If you prefer just to give a little bit of synopsis when you're done, or post screenshots periodically with very little context, feel free to do that. But the whole point is to play the game and hopefully be sharing it with the community to get some of that feedback and continue to grow and build that community. So as that's going on, you have the choice, as you beat games, to either redeem each individual game for 10 points, by virtue of sharing it in a stream or providing a review for it, or otherwise giving some artifact that you've shared your experience with this game. Or, I think I hear room outside. Or, the alternative is, you beat a collection of games, and you apply them to one of the season sets that I announced, and those get you points in a different way. So you end up with multiple ways to get points, either sharing content or trying to competitively beat games. In addition to all this going on with you playing games that you've chosen, you also have the option of participating in the high score table, which is what I was mentioning before. I announced the free game, people just start posting scores trying to egg everyone else on into getting better at the game, a way to actually directly compete with one another. And you'll get some points from that too. The whole goal being, by the end of the season, the person with the most points is the best person in the world and everyone else kind of sucks. So that's it. And then, of course, let me know if there are any questions. Otherwise, everyone else in the group, welcome them in. Watch their streams. They're part of the NFGL. So that's really all I have. I'll be posting the points in text and Facebook as well. I just want to make sure those were addressed here. In the next couple of days, I'll update the NFGL site with it. I've been leaning away from the NFGL site a little bit. Probably still use it to post points themselves, but not necessarily give updates on what I'm playing or announcements for the group. I'll leave that to Facebook. And what happens with the site going forward, I haven't decided yet. So we got that. And also, I got to figure out my my lineup. I haven't had time to think about that yet. Been doing this and getting points tallied and all sorts of junk. So hopefully I'll be able to post that soon too. Anyway, until then, I look forward to seeing what your guys' lineups are going to be. I look forward to the streams, reviews, complaints, and anything else. So, cheers, be well, happy gaming.